Hi, my name is Ashley Buffington, and this is In Biz Talk, and we are going to be sitting down today with Sara from WESST. Welcome, Sara.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here today.
So excited to have you. So tell us a little bit about you and tell us a little bit about WESST.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Sara Osusky, and I am a business consultant and trainer at the WESST Rio Rancho Women's Business Center. I'm an Albuquerque native, so I went to Cibola High School, graduated in 2009. I went to UNM, graduated in 2013. I was a Pi-Phi, and I've been working in sales and marketing for the last 15 years, and I've been doing networking within the community for the last 7 years. So exciting stuff.
Giving a lot back. And so I would love for you to share a little bit about what WESST is, what kind of resource it is for people, because I think that the work you guys are doing with WESST is something that is a really invaluable resource for locals.
Absolutely. I feel like it's one of the best kept secrets, if you will, and we don't want it to be a secret to the right people.
Absolutely.
So first off, WEST stands for the Women's Economic Self-Sufficiency Team.
Oh, okay.
And a little bit of history behind that. So women were not allowed to get their own business loan until the late 80s. So they had to have a man's signature in order to have their own business loan. So when that changed in 88 or 89, a group of 3 bankers, women bankers in town, decided that they wanted to come together, create a community that could support women as they're starting on this new entrepreneurial journey. Fast forward to today, our structure is a little bit different. So we have different funding. We are still a women's business center, and we're funded through the Small Business Administration. But we're able to service a little bit of a different demographic now. So we focus on minorities, people of color, low income, veterans, definitely still women all day, and we can assist men as well. So any person, whether you are interested in starting a business or if you already have a business and you're just interested in growing that business, there's a place for you there. We have trainers, lenders, and business consultants.
Wow.
And we do want to make sure to mention to everybody that right now, due to COVID funding, all of our services are at no cost.
Wow, that's huge.
And
because starting a business, right, is very intimidating. Mm-hmm. So continue, sorry.
No worries. It's intimidating
Yeah.
and you're not really sure what to do. It can be very expensive. So it's good that we can provide that resource. Even when we do have to charge for our services, for a business consultant, you'd be looking at $10 to $30 an hour. So it's still extremely achievable. So in the future, we may charge a nominal fee. We like to say that it's low to no cost. So with the trainings, we host a bunch of business trainings online on Zoom. So as a business owner, you can be a client with us and you can attend all of those trainings from your phone or your laptop at the comfort of your own schedule. And those are all topics that we are generating from our clients that we're doing the consultations with. Okay. So any kind of relevant topics that people are really confused about or needing assistance on, we're able to kind of hone in on that. We've been doing a lot of trainings lately on social media strategy.
Oh, yes.
We have
been doing one.
Mental health, a ton of mental health trainings, which I love to see that in the business realm because I think we've kind of ignored that in the past. Mm-hmm. But it's such an integral part of a successful business, your mental health.
Oh, I completely agree. Mm-hmm. So could you give a couple examples of, like if you did a social media training, what kind of skills would someone be able to grasp from what WESST is offering?
We pride ourselves in meeting the client where they're at. Okay. So if sometimes we work with clients who have never really even been on the computer and don't know what Instagram or Facebook is, has no idea about how Google works, so maybe I'm literally helping them create an email account and a signature and just getting them a little bit more equipped, all the way up to people who have an account but maybe don't know how to maximize that for business. So we really tailor it to the needs of the individuals. Really, whatever kind of assistance that you're looking for, we can find a way to fill that gap.
Wow, that's huge because, like you said, different people are at different stages of their business. And I think you also mentioned starting a business is super intimidating. Mm-hmm. So if you were to, be talking to someone that is maybe wanting to start a business, right? Wanting to grow their business, what kind of tips and tricks would you maybe give to them?
Yes.
Someone who's watching, someone that's listening, like giving them that little bit of encouragement. You got this. Let's get things going.
For sure. So from my experience, because I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I never really felt like I understood the bigger picture or how everything was going to go together. So I was very hesitant to start because I didn't want to be missing any parts or pieces. So the great thing about an organization like WESST is that they have been assisting people in this community for over 30 years with their small business needs. So they've seen that experience in the community. They know what businesses go through. Every journey is different, but generally there's going to be the same milestones that businesses need to achieve. And so we're able to model that for people and provide them with that structure and that comfort of knowing that they are covering everything in their business model.
That's amazing. That's because, like you said, so many people are interested in being like an entrepreneur. They want to start a business, and having a little bit of that support system is huge. And getting it going is like the number one thing, right? Once you kind of get it going, then hopefully you can get your like ducks in a row, so to speak. And you guys help with not just like getting the business going, but you help with the financials, right?
Right.
With loans and things like that also. Could you speak a little bit to that?
Absolutely.
Because I think that that's huge.
Yes. So we do have a lending department that started from the beginning with those women, the bankers that started WESST. And that lending department has now evolved. We can do up to a $50,000 small business loan. We have one of the lowest interest rates offered in the state. It's a 5% interest rate. And then another program that not very many people can qualify for, but there may be some people out there who are below the 200% rate of poverty. We have a Hope Loan Fund, and it is a loan that you get, and you're coached along the way. We make sure that you're able to pay it back. We're really forgiving on the types of collaterals that we can take on these loans. And if they pay it back on time, a percentage of that loan now becomes a grant that's just given to them.
Wow.
So for the right individuals, that's like a really powerful program. We don't like to over advertise it because a lot of people don't qualify for it. And we don't want people to come in and be expecting a 0% interest rate loan from us. But at the end of the day, if you are one of those candidates that qualify for that, just know that there are resources available.
Well, that's amazing. And I think that, having a little bit of funding, low interest rate, that's huge to starting your business and can really help get the ground running and get things going. So how did you start with WESST? And how did this whole relationship with you helping people wanting to build their own businesses, how did that grow and bloom?
So it was really an interesting journey. I have a lengthy background in sales and the digital print marketing, so I'm pretty dangerous in the marketing realm. And
Watch out.
I also was pretty overly obsessed with social media in the last decade, and honestly almost in an unhealthy way, because I was very much a consumer and I was judging myself and my own success off of other people's posts. And so I kind of went through that journey. I also in COVID, I lost my job. I went through a kind of rough relationship breakup. I was in a really unhealthy relationship. So I basically completely burned myself out.
Wow.
And I was at a place where I had to completely reevaluate all of that. So I'm sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought because I think I'm answering a different question. Will you remind me what the question was again?
Oh, yeah. No, talking a little bit about how you got with WESST and how it led you to that.
Yes,
so that's
okay.
perfect.
So I was kind of getting on that topic.
Yeah.
Okay. So after
I had some hardships
I had some
along
hardships
the way.
that came along the way that kind of helped me reevaluate what my career path was going to be moving forward.
Yeah.
And I knew I really wanted to help people, and I really wanted to make a difference in my community, and I wanted to utilize the tools and skills that I had to do that. And I got a call one day from a friend of mine, and her dad worked for WESST. And he was a one-man shop at that time. So in Rio Rancho, he was the business consultant, and he managed everything in that office. And he was looking, because they had expanded so much, to bring someone else onto the team. Also, he was kind of looking at retirement plans, maybe in 3 to 5 years, as a lot of people are right now. There's a lot of people aging out of the workforce. Okay. So they're looking to fulfill those gaps, right? So, so what happened was basically I got that phone call. We talked about it. It ended up really aligning with a lot of the things that I did know how to do. I don't have a business consulting background, but I know a lot about sales and marketing. And so I was able to get into the company as basically a glorified administrative assistant.
Gotcha.
Program coordinator. And so I was assisting Brad, was the business consultant's name, and I would basically watch him in his trainings, kind of see how things would go with clients. And we realized that at least 80% of our clients were asking for help with their social media presence and bringing their businesses online. And that was something that I had some strength in, but I still needed to kind of like grow. So we took that beginning period of my employment, we took time for me to actually do research. Meta for Business is a great online resource that has a ton of free online courses that you can take.
And what
to
is
learn.
that called again?
Meta for Business.
Meta for Business. Okay.
Yep, it's a great website. You can go on there and you can teach yourself these great like 4 to 7 minute tutorials, and it walks you through understanding how to approach social media for business.
Cool.
And so after I did that, we just kind of jumped in. I started doing the consulting with our clients, and that evolved. And in October of this year, they promoted me to a business consultant and trainer. So
amazing.
I still feel a little underqualified in terms of like everything else that goes into a business. And so it's still going to take me a little time to like get up to speed with some of that. But I have great colleagues and coworkers. We all bring different talents and skills to the organization. So it's a really awesome thing to get to be a part of.
Well, like what's evident with you is you're a very hard worker. You're also very passionate about social media, like you said, and to bring your passion and how you feel about social media and being able to show businesses, hey, you can use this platform to create video, to connect with an audience, to get maybe someone that you didn't even know your business existed, your word out to them. That's huge. And because you have that confidence, you can help give them that confidence to market their business.
For
which,
sure.
in my opinion, I feel like it's one of the most inexpensive ways to market. If you
Yes, it can also be one of the most frustrating ways though too, because if you're not employing the right strategy and if you're not using the right techniques, you could be posting until you're blue in the face and not getting anywhere.
Well, okay, so do you have a couple of tips for someone that is like, one, maybe starting, wanting to create that social media presence, and maybe even someone that's like kind of already in it to take it to the next step?
For sure.
Okay.
So for somebody that's just starting, I definitely recommend having a presence on every platform that makes sense for your industry, because if anyone searches for you on any platform, you want them to at least find you. And then you can kind of determine how active that you want to be on those platforms. I definitely recommend filling out your profile completely, making sure that those profiles are actually set up as professional accounts, because you get a lot more insights and different abilities with that. Don't shy away from paid ads on social media. I think it sounds sketchy, but ultimately it's one of the best ways as a small business for you to target your exact demographic and your exact market and use that dollar spend to reach those individuals. Last thing I would say is making reels on Instagram is a huge way for you to reach outside of your following. Like I've totally seen that work.
Yep.
So I would definitely push that for people who are already kind of in it and they're trying to step their game up. The more time that you can spend on the platform doing your research, just seeing what's working for other folks, watching those trending reels, saving things so that you aren't reinventing the wheel, but you're kind of staying current with what's going on. That's something I was taught in art school. Like, art is imitation, so don't reinvent the wheel. If other people are doing it, do it. And you can't copy people, but you can obviously utilize those same general principles.
Inspiration.
So use it as a tool to grow. Collaborate with other individuals. Like my collaboration with Social Q this year has monumentally grown my awareness, my following, changing your goals depending on what you're trying to achieve. So the same goal isn't going to be what you want next year. Maybe you're starting with growing awareness. Maybe next it'll be pushing a specific service. So kind of knowing how to navigate that. We're always here at WESST as a resource if anybody needs any help with that kind of stuff. I guess I should selfishly plug our website.
Absolutely.
It's www.west.org. And if you want to find more information there, or you can register as a client, you can take advantage of any of the services without having to take advantage of all of them, except for the lending. We do require that you meet with a consultant for that. But
Perfect.
yeah.
That's amazing. And if this was a foreign language, the things we were talking about, that's why you guys are there.
Exactly.
So thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing WESST and what you guys are doing to the New Mexico community and how you're helping the community. And we just really loved having you here.
Well, thank you. I'm excited for NM Biz Talks and where this is going to go.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to New Mexico Biz Talk. Have a great night.